Gilbert.
Christ.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Gottfried, and I'm here with Frank Santopadre and our engineer, Frank Verderosa. And this is Gilbert and Frank's Amazing Colossal Obsessions, and we don't have a guest this week.
Wait a minute.
Fuck it.
Hey, how about drinking some water? Get that phlegm out of your throat, too. You sound like you're underwater.
The sixth Marx brother. Flemmy. Flemmo. Who is here, Gilbert? Is there a guest?
Wait, do you have the name written down somewhere?
Why, it's entertainer... I can't even speak. Entertainment reporter to the stars, Gino Salomone.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Gene.
Rex Reed canceled at the last minute.
Gino, you're back for round number 3.
I saw Gene Shalit in the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't make it all the way up.
But he told you a couple of puns.
He did. He said, go see Sea of Love. You'll see it and love it. See? Stolen, by the way, from Saturday Night Live.
Entertainment reporter Gino Salomone, uncompensated Gilbert Gottfried podcast talent booker, Gino Salomone.
And how about this?
Yes.
He's in the thriving metropolis of Appleton, Wisconsin. I drive all the way there, an hour and a half each way, to take him to lunch.
Why?
I wondered the same thing. As I drove home, I'm like, why did I do that?
And there was only one place in Appleton, Wisconsin open
Right.
at lunch hour.
Wow.
right.
Wow.
With the biggest eggplant parmesan I'd ever
Yes.
seen in my life.
Yes.
Honestly, it was a tray. It was so big.
Let me ask you a question that I
Yes.
don't know the answer to. Who paid?
Gee, let me
That's
think
a
about
tough one.
Okay, Chico.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
That's
tough
a tough
one.
boy.
You couldn't afford it.
You still do Chico, Marx, and Psycho? You still have that in the act?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second.
Doesn't know his own bits.
We know his bits better.
Psycho. There was Chico and 12 Angry Men. Yeah. Oh, sure, he's plenty guilty.
And you don't remember Chico and Psycho?
There was Chico. Oh, Chico's Hamlet. Hey, you're not my father.
That's it.
Chico and 12 Angry Men. Hey, it's getting late, eh? And, wait. Chico and Psycho, I think that was, oh, sure, we got plenty of rooms.
That's it.
Man, Frank, the
Yes,
amount
sir.
of new material he did on stage,
So much.
people were shocked.
Really?
I'm working
Larry
out-
Hovis bits?
I'm just trying out my Richard Whitmark.
When I saw him at an infamous show at Milwaukee Summerfest, by the way, the last comedy show ever booked, because he drove the people out of there.
I closed the place, huh?
But he sang the entire theme of the Milton Berle show as Milton Berle.
Yeah, it's. Wait. That's. There's just one place for me, and that's near you. One place I wanna be, and that's.
He sang the whole song.
You.
The whole song.
And he closed down the festival.
And this is what he does when I try to hang up on the phone during our phone calls. He becomes Milton Berle.
Uh-huh.
So I say, listen, I've got to go into work. And he says,
If I've upset you in any way, I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
What does Henry Winkler say about Gilbert when you run into him?
we can't bring that subject up.
Okay, what did Paul Williams say when you ran into Paul
Gilbert
Williams?
can be very inappropriate.
Yeah, Gilbert can be very inappropriate sometimes.
No, and we said this the first time I was here. Henry Winkler, Gilbert wants me to go down the streets that I don't want to go down.
It's my favorite.
And I won't go down those streets
My
with Gilbert.
favorite. All right. Now, you brought something with us. I can't even talk.
Is it a gift?
You brought
did bring
something
gifts.
for us.
I love gifts.
He loves gifts. He loves guests with gifts.
Okay, speaking of that, which I'm sorry I get you off
It's all
track. I'm the one who called to attention everybody when he would go get a compliment and go, "Oh, thank you."
Yes.
Oh,
You're
I
the
want to
one.
tell you something. We were just interviewing
Chip Kidd.
Chip Kidd. and who designed the Jurassic Park poster,
Right.
and a million other things.
Well, he designed the logo. Yeah.
And he was complimenting me at the end of the show, and you were in the other room.
Right.
And I kept wanting to say, "Oh, thank you," but I was getting self-conscious, and then it was kind of like I was coming across really unappreciative. But I wanted to go full Joe Flynn.
Well, here's the latest one that I've noticed.
Joe Flynn.
And I don't ever want to picture this, and it won't leave my head. This is Gilbert having sex, okay? When you guys do one of those quizzes where you ask him a question, and then he's like, he can't come up with it, and then you give the correct answer, he goes, "Oh, yes! Oh, yes!" And it's like, oh, my God, that's what he sounds like during sex. I never wanted to picture that.
But no one's ever been able to prove that or corroborate it because he's always alone.
He's always alone.
And then after sex, I say to the girl, "Oh, thank you."
Now, by girl, he means a blow-up doll.
Before we get off on too many tangents.
Thank you, Mattel.
Matilda. That's his girlfriend, Matilda. Do you, I understand you want to set the story straight, set the record straight about Robert Wagner.
Yes, Robert Wagner was here, and Gilbert brought up the story that I had told him.
Yes.
And I can tell you...
No, I had gotten it from him. Okay.
He used your name, though.
Yes, he
used
did.
your name.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
So I go out to for drinks with Robert Wagner and Jill St. John.
Okay, this is the story. This is the backstory.
This is the backstory. And we're sitting there, and I can tell you, I know what the temperature felt like. I know where we were sitting in the cocktail lounge where we had these drinks. And, you know, when I think of Robert Wagner, I think of the prim and proper gentleman, you know. And then I hear him swearing, and I love it because he's just a real guy.
Sure.
So he tells me, he said, you know, one time, and Jill St. John's sitting right there, I loved her in Batman, in the Bond movies. And he said, you know, once she broke her pelvis area, and she had a cast up beneath her breasts. And he said, you know, she's got great tits anyway. They looked so spectacular. So he denies that he told me that story. I know he told me that story.
He acted totally like, no, I never met
And then he
Jill
never heard
St.
of you.
John.
Well, we have a clip of what he said.
Ah.
You're in luck. I have a clip.
Yes. Great.
Now, a friend of ours, Gino, told me a story. You told him. I think Jill St. John got into some accident where she had to have a body cast. Yeah, she had some kind of body cast, Jill St. John, and you liked the way she looked.
I haven't heard this one.
Gilbert, did you dream this?
Go ahead. Let me hear the rest.
This is a dream
Let me hear
Gilbert
the
had,
rest.
Robert.
She was in a body. Wait a minute. She was in a body cast, and I did what?
Okay, according to the story, Gino said.
You sure we got the right actor?
Yeah.
Sure it was Robert
Here's
Wagner?
my favorite part.
Who is Gino? Who is Gino?
A friend of ours.
No, you were complimenting the way her breast looked in his cast.
You know, I think Gino is maybe dicking around with himself.
Okay, that goes on the blooper reel, Robert.
Okay.
What an honor. That to me is a great honor.
I sent you a preview of it.
Yes. I love it.
R.J. Wagner says you were dicking around. It doesn't get better than
No,
that.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Now we got to have him back. We got to
Yes.
make this an ongoing thing.
It was a horseback riding accident. I'll even tell you that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Next time we're going to have RJ and Jill, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. Now I understand. Moving right along.
Yes. Yes.
you may have a Larry Linville story.
Yes. You remember Larry Linville, Major Burns?
Yes,
from
yes,
MASH?
yes.
So I booked him near the end of his life, and
Give our listeners a little context. You used
Okay.
to book celebrity autograph shows.
Yes. So but this was not an autograph show. It was a Catholic breakfast and fundraiser.
Okay.
I go to a lot of those.
Yeah, if they were offended, boy, I can imagine what you would do. So they have Father Mulcahy and Major
William
Burns.
Christopher
Yes.
and Larry Linville.
So It's a priest who's hosting the breakfast. He brings up William Christopher, Father Mulcahy, and he gives him a gift. And William Christopher opens it and goes, "Oh, thank you. It's such a pleasure being here. Beautiful." Now up comes Larry Linville. He hands him a box. He opens the box, and it's got golf towels in it. And the priest said to Larry Linville, "Do you golf?" He said, "No, but I'll use them to dry my balls." To complete silence. There were nuns and priests that filled this breakfast.
I love Larry Linville now.
I do too. I mean, there's a guy who committed, you know.
Wow. I'll use them to dry my balls. Are you saving those for the end of the show?
Sure. Well, no, we can do it right now.
Okay.
Oh, a gift.
All right, this was for the studio.
Oh,
This is
this is a picture. We're in an audio medium, so
Yes.
Gilbert's going to describe what this is.
Okay. Here, let me put on my glasses.
Wow,
full
your vision's
effect.
good if you can't even see an 8x10 and know who it is.
It's Forrest Tucker.
Correct.
That's right. So I
And I
bought.
just got to see what it says.
I don't even know what it says. I know it was
Oh.
autographed by him, but I thought that should hang in the studio.
Perfect. I'm going to take that home with me.
Okay, you can.
somebody
take it
here
home
will
with you.
steal it.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can take it
Yeah.
home with
and
you.
Gilbert
then
won't appreciate it.
For the other part of the dynamic duo,
There you go, Gil. It's a lobby card.
Milton Berle and Virginia Mayo always leave him laughing.
With Bert Lahr.
you know what's interesting? If anyone says Gilbert's not a good actor, he's feigning interest
Of
and
course.
delight with this.
Of course.
You know what's going to happen, Frank?
Yeah, it goes in the bottom of the closet.
Right in the closet.
So this is a double whammy of Uncle Milty and Forrest
I
Tucker.
thought it had to be done.
You put some thought into this.
I did.
I'm taking them both. Okay, I'm moving right along.
Yes.
The Gino greatest hits. You told me on the phone that you had a Gilligan's Island booking. You did a Gilligan's Island event.
Right.
That was one of your most successful.
Yes. Over 10,000 people showed up to meet Bob Denver and Alan Hale Jr.
That is pretty cool.
It was great.
And as you've explained on previous shows, you and Alan were very close.
Yes. And Bob.
And you were close to Bob Denver.
Right.
What is the saddest booking story? And do you need music for this?
Hit the music, Frankie. This is a TV show that I don't even know if Gilbert would have watched this show, but I
think
know
he
a
knows
lot
it.
of us did. It's the beloved Green Acres.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I get a call from
We'll get a little backdrop on this.
I get a call from a hotel. They want to do nostalgia night at their lounge on the top of the hotel. So they ask me to book Alvy Moore, who was County Agent Hank Kimball.
Hank Kimball.
Or County Kimball Hank
Yes,
Agent, as he would
yes.
say sometimes. And Tom Lester, who was Ebb. Do you remember Ebb, the
Ebb?
hired hand? Gee,
On
Mr.
Green Acres?
Douglas.
Oh, okay. I already want to kill myself.
Gilbert,
We're not even. in-
honestly, we were high up. I did want to open the window and jump out myself because the guy gets on the microphone. First of all, there's about 8 people there. And
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating.
Yes. Yeah.
8 people.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, here they are from Hooterville. It's Tom Lester and Alvy Moore. The music plays, and this is all I hear in the background.
Oh.
One person applauding. It was so painful. And you know, honestly, I think that was one of the last bookings I did because I couldn't go back.
How many people?
8. I'm not kidding. In a place that held probably 300.
And they were probably just there to get out of the rain or something.
My God.
Yeah, only one person was applauding, so I'm assuming.
Did you stay in touch with Alvy Moore?
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, really good
Nice guy?
Yes.
Nice guy. You knew all these people. You knew Bob Denver. You knew Tina Louise.
No,
Dawn
Tina
Wells.
I did not
You didn't
know.
book Tina?
No, because remember, Tina...
Oh, Russell Johnson and Tina. Yeah,
Tina
yeah, I
was
know that.
not
Okay.
up for making money.
I misspoke, but you
Yes.
were friends with Dawn,
Right,
And
still
and,
friends
and
with
Russell
Dawn.
Johnson,
Yes.
and Alan Hale,
Yep.
and Grandpa Lewis and Butch Patrick, who we've talked about on a previous show. You want to tell the Al Lewis getting in the airport again, real quickly, for our friend John Fodiatis?
I didn't know this happened, but Bob Denver called me, said Bob and Al Lewis booked at the same place.
Wow.
He said, "You're not going to believe what Al did at the airport." I said, "What happened?" He said, about 400 people show up at the gate. We walk off. They're staring at us. They start applauding. And there's a silence. And Al goes, "Where are the starfuckers?"
With a stogie.
Yes.
With a
yeah,
stogie in his mouth.
yeah.
That one's for you, John. Okay. Is there a Red Fox story?
No.
Now you're turning into Robert Wagner.
I don't know whoever told you that, Frank, but they're dicking you around.
Okay.
They're dicking you around.
Is there a... Tell us, before I go on, why don't you tell us how resentful you are that Gilbert gets gifts from fans?
It is so sickening to me, and this is spread. Every week I'm listening, and I hear, oh, we have some gifts for you. Now, it happened again tonight. Frank, who put in 27 hours
At
on
least.
one guest, gets a calendar, and Gilbert gets this huge box with an action figure that will never see the light of day.
No. If anything, he'll use it as a booster seat.
Yeah, that's right. No, he'll use it, as he said, to take my Milton Berle lobby card and throw it in the back of the closet. Now, it gets worse, okay? I'm sickened by this all the time, and he is not good to me. Everyone thinks he's such a nice guy. Now,
Who thinks that?
a couple of years ago, a friend of mine died, and shockingly, for the first time ever, Gilbert on the phone call was actually really nice and caring. The next day, he started. My friend's name was John, and he would call me as Senor Wences.
Yeah. Hey, hello, John. John, are you dead? I am dead. Do you want me to put you in the coffin? Put me in the coffin. Should I close the lid on the coffin? Close the lid on the coffin. Is the coffin closed?
What would make you say he's not a nice guy?
Funny once, right?
Funny once.
Boy, but
Very
by
funny.
that-
Might be
that
funny 4 or 5
10,000th
times.
time?
Yeah. The 10,000.
Yes. And then, one of the last times I was in New York, I took him out for dinner. And we had a waitress. And I'm going to make this, I'm sorry it's politically incorrect, but it's the facts. This is what happened.
It's okay.
It was an Asian waitress.
No one's listening.
Right. Well, she was listening because she was listening to our conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, and it should have been played by Mickey Rooney.
Yes,
The
exactly.
Asian waitress.
Oh, God.
So, Gilbert, do you want to say what happened when she was eavesdropping?
Yeah, we were sitting there, and the waitress comes over. We're talking, and she says to Gino, "Don't be so mean to him. Why you gotta be so mean?"
Were you being mean to him?
I guess I was, or in her mind she heard that, and then she kept giving me dirty looks when she come to the table because I'm mean to Gilbert.
Now I'm going to say something politically incorrect.
Okay.
Possibly he was in mid-squint and she thought he was a countryman.
She's
At all
clearly not
possible.
on Twitter.
She's not. She thought maybe
Well, you know why you're right
he
about
was someone
that?
she served a cocktail to in Okinawa.
Because years ago, now I'm going to go against my own people. I took him to an Italian restaurant in Little Italy, and the owner sees Gilbert, and he keeps looking at him, and he calls me over, and he said to me in Italian, he said, "Is that Chinese guy?"
Hilarious. I had some woman at a restaurant say, "I know who you are. You're Mr. Moriarty."
Who's Mr. Moriarty?
No, Karate Kid is what she was
yeah.
Pat Morita.
Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi. She thought you were Pat Morita?
Yes.
Because she saw him using his hands doing wax on and wax off.
Jesus. All right, moving right along.
Yes.
I'm glad your hatred for him is as strong as it is in previous
I
episodes.
love this guy.
I know you
He's
do.
one of my closest friends, but I also hate him.
It's a loving hate.
It is a loving hate.
Yeah.
Who else would drive 3 flipping hours in a day to go have lunch with
To
us?
Appleton, Wisconsin.
To Appleton, Wisconsin.
That's friendship.
Yep.
Is there a...
Well, should we get back to the Red Fox story?
Yeah.
Well, you and I were on the phone talking
Red
about
Fox.
the Red Fox Gary Shandling story. What was
Which
the
I
context?
had heard Billy Crystal tell as if it happened to him.
Right, but Gary Shandling told me personally that
Right.
happened to him.
Do you know the story?
Yeah, because Gary Shandling told me. He said, Gilbert, I was once having lunch with Red Fox.
Everybody knows this story.
Right,
We've
right.
told it
All
before.
right, onward.
Yeah. But it's about Red Fox
Oh, I know
at
this
Vegas
one.
and comes
Yeah.
on
Yes,
stage and
yes,
there's 7
yes,
people in the
yes.
house. If you don't know it, we'll tell it on a future show. Is there a Maury Amsterdam story?
Well,
Have you prepared that one?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes. He was the sweetest guy. Every time I was in LA, I would call him and he'd say, "Come on over for a cup of coffee." And he would tell me stories all night. So I found out that Sid Melton used to be so annoyed when people would confuse him for Maury Amsterdam. And Gilbert was on Conan O'Brien, and he did this joke just for me because nobody else would have got it. He's talking about Maury Amsterdam, and he goes, "Come on, you know him from Make Room for Daddy." And he was using Sid's credits. Fantastic. Love it.
Just for you. He's on the Conan O'Brien show and
Yes.
playing to an audience of
Of
one.
one.
You have to admire that.
That's big for me.
But then he would never tell me when he was going to be on a show. He'd tell me after. So by chance, I happened to see that.
What's the Maury story?
The Maury story?
The Maury Amsterdam. That is the Maury Amsterdam story?
No, that he used the confusion between Maury and Sid. Yes.
I gotcha.
Yes.
I gotcha. You want to tell the Sid Melton story again, quick?
Well, we would call Sid, and Sid would sound like he was near death, like a near death Elmer Fudd, because
Yes.
he would answer the phone.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, Sid, it's Gino and Gilbert.
Oh, hi, guys.
He'd spring to life.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And he lived in.
This gets worse, by the way. Every time he tells it, it becomes more of a small house,
It
like
can't
he was
be-
living in squalor.
It can't be sadder than Chubsy Ubsy with the pea stain.
It wasn't. It was Joe Cobb.
Oh, Joe Cobb.
Remember, we caught a lot
That's
of
right.
controversy.
Not Chubsy Ubsy.
All it needs now is music by Hans Chase Salter from the Universal horror films. He lived like 2 blocks from an In-N-Out Burger, and it was right by the airport. You could like walk into the airport from his house. If you climbed out the window, you'd be at the airport. So you'd hear the house would rumble. There was no like step up or something. It was like the door opened
Yes.
right to the ground.
That's
So
right.
there
You
was-
were in the living room as soon as you opened the door.
Yeah, so the minute there was, if it rained, his living room would become
And then
flooded.
again, Gilbert's the investigative reporter we did not know he was on the phone. Okay, I'm you. You're Sid. Are you ready?
Okay.
Sid, I want to ask you a story about Danny Thomas. Okay, he didn't even get Danny Thomas out, and Sid said,
It's
true.
It's true.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Great. Classic. Do you want to do the Munchkin story?
Yes.
Okay, and then
Yes.
we'll move on to Mr. T.
Okay, now this starts as a very, very tragic story. Carl Slover, who's one of the Munchkins,
Oh, sure.
was sold by his family to one of these troops of little people.
Oh,
I know.
More heartbreak.
And he
Oh,
is the
fuck.
sweetest guy. And here he was when I had him on the radio singing the Wizard of Oz theme.
And if you could step up to that mic, Carl, we'd love to hear it for our listeners.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. You'll find he is a whiz of a whiz. If ever a whiz there was, if ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things she does. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Very nice.
How adorable
That is
is that?
beautiful.
That is
How
so
old was the
sweet.
man at that point?
In his 80s.
That's beautiful.
So I was with Carl at the Hollywood Autograph Show, and all of a sudden someone walked up, and I've heard he's in the adult film industry. I mean, I wouldn't know personally.
Of course.
His name is Ron Jeremy, something. Anyway,
Rings
he
a
wanted
bell.
his picture with Carl Slover.
Hang on. The hedgehog wanted his picture with a munchkin.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have this picture at home somewhere, and I'll try to get it. We can put it up on the Listener Society.
Let's.
It's a group of my friends, Ron Jeremy, and the little munchkin, the sweet little munchkin who you just heard
Who was
singing.
sullied
Yes.
by posing with Ron Jeremy.
And this is fact. I'm not being mean because I made money for these people. I love the Munchkins. But Carl, the only thing that kept growing on him was his ears.
Yeah, you sent me a picture.
Yes, so he was tiny, but his ears were almost the size of his head.
jeez.
But a sweeter guy there couldn't be.
And you said, I don't know if it was the mayor of the Munchkins or whatever, that you visited one and he was complaining about how constipated.
No,
So was Jerry Marin.
Jerry Marin, the lollipop kid, he called me from Pittsburgh. He'd been there for 3 days, and I said, how's it going? He said, I can't crap.
But did he say it in a cute Munchkin voice?
No, like that, because when you haven't gone to the bathroom for 3 days, that's how you talk. I can't crap.
By the way, in preparation for this, I listened to the last 2 episodes you did,
Right.
and you opened a story by saying, so I booked the Munchkins into Pittsburgh.
Yes.
And Gilbert said, you're the only person alive that could make that
No,
statistic.
that's not what he said. You're being nice again.
What did he say?
He said, I would kill myself if I were you. If I had to say that's my extent in show business, I would kill myself.
Okay. Moving along, a Mr. T anecdote.
Mr. T. Now, I get asked by a friend to cover some publicity dates with Mr. T. And so we go to North Carolina, and I'm carrying the gold in a gym bag. He has gold chains, a gold knife, a gold fork, spoon, and a plate.
Okay.
That he would wear around his neck, but, he couldn't wear it all the time, so I would carry this. They gave me $200 a day, take him wherever he wants to eat, every day. And he insisted I call him T. I said, T, where do you want to go? KFC. We went to KFC in a limo every day, and I would pick up the order and bring it back. We get back, and it's North Carolina in the summertime. It's about, and I'm not exaggerating, that it's over 100 degrees and humid.
Okay.
I said, what do you want to do? He goes, let's go in the hot tub. Well, it's really hot. He goes, I want to go in the hot tub. So the only moment in my life that a photo I wish I had, there I am sitting in a hot tub with Mr. T. So that
With a bucket of chicken?
that's in the limo.
Okay.
And the limo had to have a moonroof sunroof on top because he hated air conditioning. And then a week after it happened, I get home. There's a big box arrives, and I think I mentioned this before, but there's a black satin jacket with his head on the back. It says Mr. T's T-Force and my name, Gino.
Wow.
Yes, in cursive.
What a
man.
guy.
I know.
What a guy, Mr. T.
I love Mr. T.
Wow.
And he would always, no matter what I'd say,
I could-
dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. He just keeps saying that over and over. Dig it.
like the Sugar Smacks frog.
Yes.
Did Henry Winkler?
I don't know if they ever worked together, Gilbert. That's
Did you
a good
sit on his
question.
lap like Nancy Reagan?
That's right. Okay.
right.
That song of Mr. T's for Mother's Day. We just had Mother's Day recently.
Let's hear it. Frank, do you have Mr. T?
12? You couldn't be more than 5.
You're so fat they have to jack you up to take off your shoes.
Yeah, well, you're so skinny your eyes are in single file.
Well, you're so ugly your ears stick out to get away from your face.
Well, your mama is
Hold
so...
it, wait a minute. Don't bring anyone mother into this. She ain't here. If it wasn't for your mother, you wouldn't be here. So remember, when you put down one mother, you put down mothers all over the world.
Wait till you hear these lyrics.
Perfect
Listen.
timing.
Treat her right, treat your mother right. Treat her right, treat her right. Treat her right, treat your mother right. Treat her right, treat her right.
Mother, there is no other like mother. So treat her right.
What else rhymes with mother? I say my brother. There is no
mother. So treat her right, treat her right. M is for the moan and the miserable groan from the pain that she felt when I was alone. O is for the oven with its burning heat, where she stood making sure I had something to eat. T is for the time.
Did you sing this in the hot tub?
Night and took me to the chore
What a
when I
shame.
wasn't feeling
What a
right.
letdown.
H is for the hard-earned money she spent to keep
I think we got the idea.
You know, what gets
Mr.
me
T's Mother's Day song.
when he gets to letter T, his face already says, "Oh fuck, I got to go all the way through this, and I'm only up to T."
Dig it, dig it, dig it.
So you liked him.
I still do.
Take it up with Belzer.
Love Mr. T.
Yeah.
Mother, I'm a fan of Sally Struther.
You know, somebody wrote that and probably has a gold record on their wall.
Hilarious. All right, we're going to close with a Sylvester Stallone story.
Okay, now of all the stereo, no, excuse me.
Oh, wait. You got to tell a story about the PR guy.
Huh?
The PR guy.
Oh, not the PR. Oh, why must you do this to me?
Yes.
The PR woman.
Well, because I know it hurts you
Yes,
and
you
makes
do.
you
See?
uncomfortable.
Good. I'm glad this
yes.
is on the record of how you treat me. I go to interview Keanu Reeves for John Wick 3. Mm-hmm. His publicist happens to be the publicist of Sandra Bullock.
Oh.
And she's very nice when she sees me. Hi, Gino. I say, hi. I have a big smile on my face. She said, how's Gilbert? And he's fine. I think I know where this is about to go. She said, Sandy just loves Gilbert. And I must have made a wince on my face because she said, why did you make that face? I said, because that hurts me like you'll never understand.
It's still stuck in your craw.
And this is, it shows how stupid I am. Someone else would not share that story with him. I share it with him, and then he shoves it right up my culo with every chance he gets.
You feed the monster.
I know.
You should have learned by now.
I know.
Okay, let's do the Sly Stallone story, because I know how Gilbert's going to take us out. I know
Okay.
what clip he's going to call for at the very end.
All right. Now, Gilbert, do you know? You tell the Danny Thomas story. You tell the Cesar Romero story. We don't know if these stories are true. This allegedly...
I think we know if they're true.
Yeah.
It's true.
All true.
This allegedly happened now, and you can find it on the internet. Sylvester Stallone making a movie. Apparently, the mic is still on him or in the trailer when he's having sex with an extra. And he keeps saying over and over again, cradle the balls, stroke the shaft. Now, apparently, all the sound guys were listening. I was told, allegedly, that there were T-shirts made that said, cradle the balls. And I was shocked that story had not been told on this podcast,
Gilbert,
which tells these kind of stories all the time.
Gilbert, you're falling down on the job. How have you not told this story?
I heard also, when I heard this story, I heard they would say like, okay, we're going to do scene one. And, okay, let's have, like the other people on the set would all start saying that and saying, okay, everyone in your spots.
They'd say cradle the balls. Do it again, Gino.
Cradle the balls.
That's beautiful.
Stroke the shaft.
We had Erwin Winkler here who made the Rocky movies. We never mentioned it. Not once.
In fact, one time they had a tape.
Oh, no.
Henry Winkler.
All right. We're not going down that street.
Don't go down that road.
Cradle the balls.
See what happens now, and
We'll
this
never
is
get
for,
Henry back.
I was going to say, for all those celebrities out there who are thinking of guesting on this show, you're fine up until you guessed, and once he's used you, then you're done.
That's my life story.
And, in fact, we have a tape of Paul Williams saying, cradle the balls, cradle the balls.
Wouldn't he say testicles because there are more syllables?
Yes. Cradle the testicles.
While wearing the Planet of the Apes makeup.
Yes.
All right, Gilbert. If Frank was paying any attention, because Gino's here, he would know what clip he would have at the ready. No.
Cradle my balls.
That's good, too.
It takes on a whole new meaning.
It really does.
And that slow motion shot at the end.
Cradle the balls. Come on, you know the words. Cradle the balls. Cradle the balls.
Hilarious. Erwin
forget
Winkler
the shaft.
never brought it up.
What was he going to end with? I don't know where you're going on this.
Well, the piece of tape that he always calls for when Gino's here.
Come on, the Sandra Bullock tape.
I think we should leave Rocky going. Hold on.
We made it almost through the whole show without hearing that.
I'm sorry I brought it up. We could have rapped. He wouldn't have known.
Well, I wanted to be nice.
That'll be the day.
I'm so turned on right now. I am so turned on right now.
Oh, he mixed them.
No,
Clever fellow.
Play it by itself.
I will fuck you, yeah.
She said she'll cradle the ball.
Frank, I want one clear one of her saying, I'm so turned on, I will fuck you.
We have to
This
have
is
it.
Sandra Bullock saying, okay, ready?
I'm so turned on right now. I am so turned on right now. Oh my God, you are brilliant. Come here. I will fuck you, yeah.
That's Sandra Bullock talking to me in case you didn't know, Gino.
Gino, if it makes you feel better, we have a similar recording of Jim J. Bullock saying it about you. Jim J. Bullock.
And Gilbert's response, as I said earlier, oh, yes!
Oh, yes! Oh, yeah!
You know, when Rocky was done, he turned to Gino and he said,
Frank's the best.
I thought he was going for Tommy Lee Jones.
I did too.
You want to sign off, Mr. Gottfried, and say goodbye to this man? What an
Okay.
entertaining fellow you are, Salomone. I adore you.
I would love to say goodbye to this man.
Give Pam our love.
Thank you. Do you want to say goodbye to this man? Goodbye to this man.
Goodbye to this man. Are you dead? I am dead. Should I cremate you? You cremate me. Are the ashes getting in your mouth?
He's having a stroke. Gino's having he's having a myocardial infarction. Gino, thanks for coming,
Thank
pal.
you, guys.
We
It's
adore
been
you.
Gilbert and Frank's amazing colossal obsessions with Gino Salomone, who got me another gift.
Sucker.
Thanks, pal.
Thank
Come
you.
back again.
I will. Thank you.
Colossal Obsessions.